First off, we'll prep the nail using Nail Pure from NSI. Let that dry off. That's going to be killing any bacteria on the nail plate. It's also going to dehydrate the nail quite a bit. The less oil on the nail plate, the better chance that the acrylic is going to stick. So I'm going to be using a clear pink. And I'm going to be putting a thin layer of acrylic on first to build my length and my shape, and I will be placing the star spangles on top of it. Hopefully they will stick just sufficient for me to be able to then cover those and cap the glitter with clear acrylic as well. So it's fairly simple, fairly quick. These would actually make really beautiful bridal nails, because from far away they actually still look very, very natural, and it's not till you actually get up a little bit closer and look at them that you realise the detail that's in them. Okay, so nice thin coat. While that is wet, I'm just going to simply wet my brush a wee bit and just dip it into the glitter, well, into these confetti things, I guess you'll call them, and I'm just going to place them very gently. They will pick up and get all over the place. So you just pick up a few at a time, just place them all over, and it actually looks better if there's more on there because they look more overlapped and they look a bit more 3D. I'm going to cap this lot a little bit first just to help keep them all in place. Nice thin coat. A very simple nail art that's going to look very, very effective. Okay, I'm going to get quite a large ball, roughly that size, and just gently place, press and release. We don't want to be too forceful with these because otherwise we're going to move those stars around too much, like I'm doing, as you can see. Just gently spreading that acrylic out, pushing them all back into place. Very easy. Doesn't really matter if they kind of go out of shape or out of the shape of your nail, because anything that we don't like we can just file away. Remember, try and keep the cuticle area very thin, and really you don't want to actually place the product any closer than about a hair's width away from the cuticle. You don't want to get any closer than that, because that's when you're going to start to get lifting problems if they're too close to the cuticle. Okay, so that's it finished there. We're going to allow this to dry. We're looking at around 2 minutes till that's nice and solid, and then we'll get into the filing. In the meantime, I'm actually going to start pinching this a little bit so that we get that nice C-shaped curve before it dries too hard. Okay, so our acrylic is nice and hard now. Took a couple of minutes to dry there. I'm going to be using NSI's Endurance 100-100 file. These are really good files. Now, I don't like filing, and so what I like to do is do all the hard work with my brush and with my acrylic when the acrylic is still wet. If you can shape your nail how you want it to look while the acrylic is wet, obviously it cuts down on the amount of filing you have. So my recommendation to everybody is to really practice your brush work and really concentrate on making your brush work really tidy, so that it's not lumpy and bumpy and you know, really ugly when the acrylic's been put on there, because otherwise that just leaves more filing work for you at the end. So yeah, my suggestion would be to take your time when you're applying your product to make it really nice and neat and smooth, so that when it comes to filing, it's a much easier job. So just very gently, see, I'm just being very gentle down by my cuticle area, because that area does get bashed around quite a lot. So we want that nice and smooth. We don't actually want any line there. We don't want any ridge. We don't want to be able to feel where the nail ends and where the acrylic starts. We want that absolutely smooth. Again, we want it nice and thin down here, coming up to quite a nice thickness through the stress area, and then tapering back off nice and thin on the free edge. Okay, so I'm going to be using a 240 grit file, slightly softer, just for the shaping. Remember, we want our side walls nice and parallel. We want them straight up and down, okay? We don't want them fanning out. Okay, that's a big mistake from a lot of nail techs sometimes, is they don't file the side walls very well, and because of that the nails tend to look quite fat. Okay, so we want those nice and thin looking, so we've got nice straight lines going up there. And then I like to file my nails up and down like this to get that really nice square finish. And then to get that nice tapered off look, I just angle my file downwards, and that's going to start making it easier for it to taper off. Just have a look at your nail from all angles and just kind of see what it looks like from all angles. If you don't like the look of one edge, you know, change the shape of it, file it down. Okay, so that's your nail nice and filed. Now I'm going to put on my NSI Glaze and Go top coat, which I use in all my nail videos, making sure that we've got no dust on there. Now this is when you see the nail art really start to pop out. You probably can't see it very clearly in the video, but you will see it in the photos at the beginning and at the end. You see how beautiful that is? Actually, just thinking about it now, what would have been really fabulous if I had used a very clear shimmer glitter as a base for underneath, and then had the stars on top. That would have been beautiful, but this is still lovely. So a nice thick coat, making sure you're covering all the entire surface, and then we're going to cure that under our 9-watt UV light for 90 seconds. Pop our light on just like that, cure it under there, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, so that's what our nail looks like after we have cured it for 90 seconds. Now the best thing about this Glaze and Go is it leaves no sticky residue on the top. Once it's cured, that's it. You don't have to remove anything. And we are then going to finish it off with a bit of cuticle oil. Give it a nice rub. Now that is beautiful. So I will take some photos for you guys to actually have a look at that just as it is. It's really, really pretty. But I think I'd like to finish it off with a little bit of Conad nail stamping, and you can decide what you like. Okay, so I have decided that I'm going to use the Conad image plate M56, and I'd like to use this little bow here. I just think it's so gorgeous. So I like to start by cleaning my plate with acetone and also my stamp and my scraper. Make sure everything's nice and clean. And I'm going to be using the white Conad polish. Really simple, quick swipe, scrape off your excess, pick it up with your stamp, and then simply roll it on. And there we have it. I think it just tidies it up and kind of finishes it off, makes it look a little bit more like a French smile line, and I really, really like it. So from here, I'm actually going to recoat this one more time with Glaze and Go to keep my Conad on there. If it's your natural nails, you can't actually use Glaze and Go on your natural nails, so you should use the top coat that Conad supplies. But with acrylics, you can actually coat it like this, so I will give it a coat. Pop it underneath my UV light for a further 90 seconds, and that will keep the Conad on there until I decide to file it off. So that's me finished for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.